This video is brought to you by Nordcurrent Labs for Ericsholm, The Stolen Dream, a new isometric narrative-driven stealth game set in the stunning town of the same name. Hannah's brother has gone missing, and her search for him sets off a chain of catastrophic events that will not only alter their lives, but also the destiny of the entire city. Switch between 3 unique characters and utilize their unique abilities to access new areas, overcome various challenges, and outsmart your enemies through the vibrant streets of Ericsholm, a sprawling Nordic city inspired by the elegance and grit of early 1900s Scandinavia. And if you've ever lost someone in a busy IKEA during a holiday weekend, then you know the sense of urgency and terror, just like me trying to pronounce Myglasvinge. Myglasvinge. It's a duvet cover. Ericsholm, The Stolen Dream is available now on PC, Steam, and Epic Games Store, PlayStation 5, and Xbox Series S and X.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Windbreakers podcast. Marty's still here. Jay still isn't here again for an entirely different reason for why he was away last week. So we've got someone else whose name starts with J. Jack Packard.
Hi!
Hi, Jack.
This video is...
I know, right? And we thought since the Nintendo Switch 2 now has a whole 2 games, that perhaps it was time to check in on how it's doing.
I think it's doing great.
Am I right in saying we're all... Well, that was a short fucking podcast. Are we right in saying that we're all playing Donkey Kong Bonanza at the moment?
Correct.
You are, yes.
We are Bonanza-ing.
Yeah.
Yes, I don't want to go too much into talking about it because I got a review coming up. But how are you guys? Like, how's it doing with you guys?
It's like it feels like a joy factor. I'm just happy when I play it. It reminds me of Astrobot last year, where I'm just continually happy as I play this game.
Yeah.
You know what? I think I preferred Astrobot, but you know, that's... I don't want to creep into that territory.
Sounds like you're creeping.
I don't want to. I'm trying to stop myself. Trying to stop myself. The insidious creep. It's like I'm in one of them prison cells in Game of Thrones where you roll towards the chasm.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I'm not very far into it. But agree with Marty wholly that this is just Nintendo being as earnest as possible of saying like, you collect a banana and there's going to be a little musical sting and a deep voice goes banana. And that's something that I think a lot of other game companies would be too cool to do. Like, oh, we're not gonna be goofy about it, and Nintendo will be, and I'm loving it. I'm spending way too much time smashing and cleaning the levels.
It feels real good to smash.
Well, yes, I guess you couldn't see, say, Claire Obscure Expedition 33 having a thing that goes "ooh banana" when you pick up a banana.
It'd be the French word. Oui banana.
Yeah, banan. It would be banan.
Oh, banana. That would be fun. That would be fun.
Yeah, but it is nice that this game came so quickly after launch because we talked about when the console launched. Obviously, there was a bunch of backwards. You could play all the Switch 1 games and everything, but Mario Kart World was the big thing at launch, and unless you're like real sweaty into online or you are constantly playing with friends locally, but people probably bounced off that game, relatively quickly after they played all the races.
I think in retrospect, Mario Kart World feels a little bit hastily shoveled out for the launch.
I think it was. I think like Mario Kart was out there for the normies. And it feels like Donkey Kong is out there for the people who want some big, meaty, mealy single-player Nintendo game.
I remember thinking when I started Mario Kart World, I remember thinking, it's weird there's no like flashy cinematic for the intro. It's literally just, hey, we zoom in on Mario in a cart, and now Mario's driving a cart. And it's all in-game.
Yes, like to me, and like Marty, I think it's the opposite. I think Mario Kart was there for the hardcores. I don't think the normies like Mario Kart. I think the normies want Bonanza. They want Monkey Smash.
Yeah.
And Mario Kart, yes, it didn't need a cutscene cinematic, because it's like Mario's driving the cart. That's what we want. This is like the insane thing about like Kevin Feige. Did you see that thing where they're like, we don't think people want to see Mahershala Ali in black leather and killing vampires, and so we're delaying the Blade movie.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, that's exactly what we want in the Blade movie.
You're overthinking this.
All I want in Mario Kart is Mario driving the cart. I don't need any other bullshit.
The two words are right there.
Well, you know, where does stripping things down to create the streamlined experience for the hardcore players just become cheaping out and being lazy?
Ooh. No, I'm gonna say.
I don't think Mario Kart's for the hardcore players, though. I think it's like for the casuals.
I gotta say I'm with Marty on this one. I think Donkey Kong Bonanza is much more of a core audience sort of game.
But it's not. Yeah, I agree. But in the same way that I think like a Mario Odyssey is, or a Breath of the Wild,
Yes.
and those were both proven to sell dozens of millions of copies. I think Donkey Kong is pretty easy to pick up and understand. And like you said, his motivation is very simple. It is ooh banana, and you can hear it. I think I've heard it 450 times. I still like it.
Yeah. He's a big stupid monkey, and he wants bananas. That's it's not much of a character motivation, but it's one you can get behind.
Yeah, there's been some there's been some a discussion online. So Donkey Kong has gotten a visual redesign that aligns with both Mario Kart, Donkey Kong Bonanza, and the movie. The movie's portrayal of Donkey Kong, which kind of makes sense in that in that cross pollination synergy. Gross kind of thing, which I'm curious if we're going to see more of with the Zelda movie, coming out in a few years. Like, are we going to get Legend of Zelda, the movie, the game?
I might make some enemies saying this, but I think Donkey Kong was overdue for a redesign. I think the Donkey Kong country looks a little bit creepy. He looks like an Ape Escape monkey. He looks like one of those creepy cymbal bashing monkeys. I like the new hairy personality feel to Donkey Kong.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, one thing I remarked when playing through this game is it feels like he has so much personality to him, in a very cartoonish way in his mannerisms and his facial expressions, and it reminds me of Wind Waker Link. How Wind Waker Link, without talking, could be so expressive in his eyes and his little mouth and how he contorts his body and jumps into. Yeah, look at that little guy. He looks high there. He looks high on drugs.
Yes. I would still argue that Toon Link is the only Link who's actually given the opportunity to express any kind of emotion beyond, stoic determination. He's full of emotions. He's an emotional little guy.
Yeah.
He goes, rah, and he screws up his eyes and opens his mouth really wide.
He looks
one of the greatest noises.
Sometimes. It's great.
It's
great.
I love it.
100% agree. In the very short time I'm only like an hour and a half, 2 hours into Donkey Kong, but already just the range of very Looney Tunes emotions that we get from Mr. DK has been wonderful.
Yeah, I'm glad you refer to him as Mr. DK, unlike his father, Dr. DK.
Every time people call him DK, I sort of hear it as decay.
Oh no! Yeah. Now I can't not hear that. Oh, you didn't need to do that.
I apologize.
Just emphasize the D. DK is different than decay.
Yeah.
It just makes me remember. Do you remember Tattoo Assassins? It was like an unreleased Mortal Kombat knockoff that was incredibly bad. That's got a certain reputation online. And every time I hear DK, I think of one of the boss characters in that game was literally called Deke, DEKE. And he was like an undead zombie man.
Its developer was Data East Pinball. A company with pinball in their name was just like, yeah, you're gonna make this fighting game.
Yeah,
Eric is showing a bit of that in the fourth screen, and this looks like a game I would play.
Why is the one man so much taller than the other man?
It was not a good game.
Yeah,
it was bad. It was a bad game. Do you think that Donkey Kong arriving so early and being created by a lot of core members of the Mario team, do you think that means Mario is far away? Or do you think this is the next quote unquote proper Mario game? Or do you think this is like its own thing and we're going to be seeing a new Mario relatively soon.
I don't know. I feel like I was saying like a while back that my prediction is that the next like mainline Mario game will be open world. And when I heard the Donkey Kong Bonanza was open world, I was all ready to say, I was sort of right. It's the Mario universe. But Donkey Kong Bonanza kind of isn't open world. It's kind of the same thing Mario Odyssey was. It's a bunch of mini open worlds strung together. So I want to say it's a Donkey Kong game partly because it doesn't feel like it's elaborating upon the Mario Odyssey formula in the way that one would expect a mainline Mario game to. Yeah, I know it's got terrain destruction. Red Faction 1 was doing that shit. That's old news.
This has significantly more punching. Wait, go rewind what you just said there, because I want to. It's taken me a little bit to digest your thoughts here, which is that Donkey Kong is taking over from the lineage we got from Super Mario Odyssey.
No, I'm not saying it's taking over from Mario. I'm saying the reason why they're not doing a mainline Mario right now is because they still don't have an idea to like elaborate upon Mario Odyssey. And so Donkey Kong is just sort of doing the Mario Odyssey thing again, but with some extra bells and whistles.
I think that's a fair comparison.
Yeah, this doesn't. I don't know. I guess, yeah, part of this, I can see the Odyssey comparison because there's a million moons / bananas to grab.
There are a lot of parallels you can draw. It's even got the thing where you find special tokens in each world that unlocks cosmetics.
Costumes. Even like the cosmetics, like the way you buy them and put them on is very similar to Mario.
Yes.
I would say though the moment-to-moment gameplay feels very different. Like the digging feels incredibly unique compared to any. I guess. Do you think Minecraft was the thing they were inspired by? Like,
no, not in the least. No, I don't know. I don't know a way if I can get that from
Minecraft's on.
You're not collecting the things that you dig. You're you're collecting other things.
You dig as a method to explore.
Yeah,
it's how you explore the world and find the
Is that not what Minecraft is? I've never played Minecraft, so I just assume Minecraft is like this but without a monkey.
You dig and explore the world in Minecraft, though it's more about collecting the things you dig and then crafting out of those things.
The second word.
First we mine, then we craft. Minecraft, as was said by Steve from the famous Minecraft movie.
Yeah, Jack Black.
Yeah.
Who also voiced Donkey Kong. No, he voiced Bowser. That was wrong. Wrong creature. Absolutely wrong creature.
Donkey Kong was also stunt casting, wasn't it? There's a
Seth Rogen.
That's right, yeah.
Everything's stunt casting.
I hear Seth. I don't think that's stunt casting. I feel like Seth Rogen is very Kongish.
No, just hiring a like fucking D. Bradley Baker or someone else who specializes in doing weird animal noises. That would not have been stunt casting. Literally any named actor would have been stunt casting to play a big monkey.
Gotcha. So like the Zelda movie is not stunt casting because it's too relative unknowns.
No, because it's unknowns, exactly. Unless they get like, I don't know, fucking Idris Elba to voice the Goron character. I don't know.
Oh, Idris would be
Javier Bardem is Gandalf, is Ganondorf.
Also Gandalf. What if Gandalf's in the movie?
And also Gandalf's in the movie.
That'd be exciting. That'd be exciting.
Are there any wizard characters in Zelda? There was the old man in the first game who gives you the sword.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, character like Zelda has like wizardy. Most of the wizards are bad guys, right? Like wizrobes.
Yeah.
Those guys that kind of just like dance around and you need to like the fire and ice and lightning dudes.
I mean, when I say Gandalf, I mean like the Obi-Wan, the mentor figure.
Sure.
Oh, sure.
Impa. No. She's like an old lady, confused old lady.
She's not a wizard, though. She's like in some context, she's like a wise old elder. Some context, she's like an old warrior.
Yeah. But yeah, we have no new proper Zelda game on the horizon. We do have that Hyrule Warriors, which that's kind of like that's just a new Musou game.
Yeah, that's just a retread of the thing that's already happened.
I would say the three big games for the rest of the year. There's a new Metroid Prime. There's a new Kirby Air Riders from the director of Smash. I think he was like, I made Smash and it took a decade of my life, so I get to make this Kirby game before I make the next Smash, which I appreciate. And then Pokemon Legends ZA.
What? Ooh, is it about pizza?
It makes it seem like it should be about pizza. At least ZA is easier to say than Arceus/Arceus, 'cause I still don't know how to say that game's name, and it's been like 4 years.
You know what? I love the fact that Za is accepted a nickname for pizza because it's very useful when playing Scrabble.
You could just say za, and it's like a word.
Yeah, you just stick it alongside another word and get like double points on the Z. It's easy peasy.
I wouldn't allow that. That seems like shenanigans.
There's also, is there any other food where you could just take the last 2 letters and be like, oh, it's short for the, it'd be like calling them like ers, and it's like, what? I'm talking about hamburgers. Raven N, huh? Chicken.
Maybe Lee for ravioli. I don't know.
Oh, a couple of little Lees and sauce. That sounds good.
How about a little Eddie? Oh, I need a little Eddie.
I like it. I call noodles nudes, by the way, which that's pretty fun.
Yeah, send nudes. Just call up a Chinese restaurant and say send nudes.
Send nudes. It's delicious. But Jack, I know you were a big Pokemon Legends Arceus fan a couple of years ago. Are you looking forward to this French sequel?
No. We talked about this a little bit before the podcast started, and I'm with Eric. It looks too different. I really liked Arceus. I liked the open worldedness. I liked the human interaction with, a human could get their ass kicked by a Pokemon. I loved that.
I would like Pokemon to look different because all the new Pokemons recently have looked like crap.
Oh, no, and I apologize. By look different, I mean it mechanically looks different. Oh, no, art style aside. It looks like they are doing something different with the mechanics. I could be wrong. We don't know much about the game yet. I am going to get it and play it because I really liked Arceus.
Am I on crazy pills? Do you agree? Like all the new Pokemons have had the sort of dull, muted colors, and like the characters look like they're wearing those weird anime costume heads.
I think the 2 Switch Pokemon have been like visually very boring to me.
Yes.
Especially if you even go back to like the DS era ones, the 3DS era ones, like there was a kind of a level of charm to them that I just feel like is absolutely missing from these modern ones. And that's even like removed from the fact that they've clearly had technical problems at launch. Sometimes long after launch. But I don't know. It's just when I go back, and again, maybe that's the whole thing of you were 12. Of course it was your favorite. But like when I go back to like what Pokemon like Red and Blue like felt to me, like I still feel that when I look at those games and those worlds and those designs, and I just don't feel that now. And maybe it's because that was 25, 30 years ago.
I mean, Pokemon as a franchise has just gotten complacent, I think. I was like, where else are you going to go for Pokemon? Nowhere else. We're the only ones. We can look like as crap as we want. You'll eat it up, you fucking cows.
And there's so many Pokemon likes out there, and none of them have that magic. And I've played a good number of them, and none of them have, like, even playing Pokemon Scarlet Violet, I forget which one I played. Not the greatest Pokemon game I've ever played. Not terrible, but not the greatest. Like, it still had a bit of magic to it that, like, I'm trying to remember, one of the 10 million Pokemon likes that has come out recently.
It was like Temtem and Power World. Cassette Beasts.
Like, they just don't have the same vibe. We got real close with like a Moonstone Island, which was like Pokemon meets Stardew Valley, which I was like, ooh, so close.
Is it just nostalgia?
My love of the Pokemon games?
No, is it just nostalgia that Pokemon has over all the Pokemon likes? Is it just that everyone remembers watching the cartoon series and watching Team Rocket blasting off again? Is that the only thing that gives Pokemon the leg up?
No, because kids still, like 12-year-olds flock to it. And they don't have that nostalgia, right?
It is.
Well, you say that, but there's a ton of like toddler toys Pokemon themed. My kids have got all kinds of Pokemon board books and Pokemon toys. Yeah, and so like they get them in early. They get them in really early with the Pokemon.
And that's one of the advantages it has is Pokemon is everywhere. There's like really cute YouTube shorts. There was that Netflix series, Pokemon Concierge, which was really cute. There's a movie. There's literally every kind of tchotchke you could imagine. And I feel like it's like the most marketed thing outside of, like, I imagine it was like what Star Wars was like when it first came out, where it was just George Lucas.
I'm gonna go back to what I said about Donkey Kong Bonanza, in that the way in which they handle the storytelling of the Pokemon games is borderline goofy, is earnest to a point of goofiness, where they still hammer home that idea of a young kid going on an adventure. And even as a grown ass adult, I buy into it. You fight Team Star in Scarlet Violet, who are school bullies, which is hilarious, and you have to teach them a lesson. The story gets deeper than that, but it is there is a magic sauce within the story, within the world building, and the designs of the creatures. Sometimes terrible, sometimes like there's just a squirrel, and that's stupid. But the designs of the creatures and the evolutions and the moves you can teach them, there is a special sauce to the actual Pokemon formula. I feel like someone else would have dethroned them if anyone could do it better.
It
Honestly,
also,
I'm not convinced there is a special sauce. I think it's literally just the Nintendo market blankets from the kids from birth. I mean, I was at McDonald's as recently as a few months ago, and they had Pokemon Happy Meal toys. And like next week, I took the kids back, and they didn't have Pokemon Happy Meal toys, and my eldest threw a massive shit fit.
bring them back. We gotta bring them back. It's I do think there is something about that very specific. It's like whatever, you're 10, 15 in a Pokemon game, and there's a call to adventure to where your normal life, you leave it behind and you enter a magical life. And it's kind of like the Harry Potter thing, where like no matter what, like at that age, I feel like that just resonates with an audience, regardless of gender, gaming experience, anything like that. I don't know. I think it's like a very simple call to adventure for children that still works well, I think, for adults.
And it's just, there's also a bunch of people who actively seek out other Pokemon likes, and nothing has grabbed them like the simplicity, the earnest simplicity of a Pokemon. And there's a ton of jank. People want other options.
Sure,
But it's just not there. It's like wanting Linux to be a usable operating system. Everyone wants it. It's just not there.
It's just not happening.
So, Mario Kart, Donkey Kong, Pokemon. It's not much for like a big new console, is it?
Metroid Prime is coming out, which I've never been a big Metroid Prime guy. I think I like my Metroids 2D.
Oh, I liked. I think the first Metroid Prime's good. I think the series has sort of outstayed its welcome. Metroid Prime 2 was okay. 3 was downhill. I don't have high hopes for 4, if I'm honest.
3, we got using the Wiimote to aim. That was awesome.
And
that
you could like open doors by like turning the Wiimote or some shit like that.
That was great.
I ain't got a lot of time for that shit.
I remember really liking it. I haven't played it since it came out, but I remember really liking it.
I will say, I've been keeping a list of all the things at Donkey Kong that remind me of other Nintendo games, and its use of a 3D map reminds me of Metroid Prime. Except the 3D map is actually good in Donkey Kong, and it's really impressive. Where it's like, oh yeah, I completely fucked up this entire place, and it's showcased on the map. Whereas in Metroid Prime, you pull up the 3D map, and I'm like, I have no idea where any of this is.
100%.
You absolutely need the 3D map in Donkey Kong. I'll say that.
Yeah.
My controversial question back to you, Yachts, is it necessary to have games for a console launch in this modern era in which most games are digital and just can be downloaded?
Well, I guess, since you ask, I guess not. I mean, all I wanted from the Switch 2 was that it was more powerful, run games better, load the fucking store faster, and make the controllers clip on much easier. And it did all of those things, and I'm perfectly happy with that. I'm perfectly happy with it being an upgrade to the Switch rather than a full-on experience.
I was playing a lot of Donkey Kong in handheld mode, and I did that thing that I did with my other Switch. I have it here, where I kind of held it by the controller, and it's not snapping off, which is terrifying to me. That it's just magnets holding that up.
Yeah, I know.
It's amazing.
Truly magnets. How do they work? Yeah. It is also nice that it's just, there was that little worry of like, shit, I had a bunch of digital games for Switch 1. Are they going to carry over? And by and large, they have. There's still some games that aren't. I complained about this, but the Gex remasters came out, and you could purchase it via Switch 2, but for the first 10 days, they were literally unplayable on Switch 2. Like, you would load them up, and it would just be like flashing strobe, like seizure-inducing lights. You literally could not play it. And then they finally patched it, but it was one of those like, ooh, is this going to be? Hopefully, this is more of like a early few months kind of teething problem, and not something that we're gonna have to be thinking about down the road.
Yeah.
Does the fact that the Switch 2 is also digging deeper into Nintendo's past do anything for you? Because it now has GameCube Online, to where there's a handful of GameCube games you could play. Wind Waker, F-Zero, that kind of stuff. Like Chibi Robo's coming. Does that do anything for you guys? I really like Chibi Robo. I had to get that man in there.
I don't like curated backwards compatibility. I think you should just make everything backwards compatible, or not at all. Because curated backwards compatibility smacks of rewriting history. Says we want to see all the horrible mistakes as well. We want to learn from your horrible mistakes.
Yeah, I do feel like learning from those is just as important as like remembering how good certain things were.
Yeah, I understand the curation because they want to make it. They just want advertising talking points. Hey, next month this game is coming out.
Sure.
Next month, you know, like to have that constant slow drip.
This has always been Nintendo's fucking pattern when they were like bringing out the original NES games for like $2 each on the Wii store.
Yeah, like here's Kirby too. Thank you, I guess.
Oh sure, I guess like. We're at a very boring state. So, you know, in general, the health of Nintendo, they're doing fine. The Switch 2 is selling very well. If you don't want to buy a Switch 2, you can still buy a Switch and play a bunch of games on it. It's a great time to buy a Switch and just play through that generation. We are at a boring state in a lot of hardware, which is fine. It's just where we are. But it is funny to me how people will complain about something like a Switch 2 just being a small processor graphical update, bigger screen, better controllers, or better magnets on the controllers. They still are going to have controller drift on them, which is unacceptable. We have better controller technology. Let's go there. But this is how we've been living in the PC world for decades, is kind of small incremental upgrades. No one complains about Sony when the PlayStation 5 is just an upgraded PlayStation 4, or the Xbox Series is just an upgraded Xbox. Like, Nintendo's the only one who gets flack for this because they do have a tendency to have fun with it. And so this is just them saying, no, we're still going to make fun games. We're going to give you better hardware. Still not great hardware, but better hardware.
Yeah.
Yes, historically they've had fun with it for better and worse. I mean, Nintendo sort of goes up and down.
Yeah.
They have one huge success, and then they proceed to fuck it all up.
Well, yeah, one could argue this is the first time since the Nintendo to the Super Nintendo that they've had two. I'm assuming the Switch 2 is going to be a success. It's been a success so far, but two successes in a row.
Well, I guess we'll find out in like 6 months' time when all the Switches like overheat and catch fire because of a long-term design issue they didn't catch.
Listen, as long as I've got all my bananas by then, it's fine. As long as Donkey Kong has helped Pauline get back to wherever the fuck she wants to get back to, then I'm thrilled.
Then we're all good. Then we're
New Donk City, presumably.
She's got to become the mayor. She's got to become the mayor. Got to sing that song.
Got to become the child mayor.
Is this a prequel? Is that what we're happening?
I don't know.
It literally is.
I don't want to hear Yahtzee spoilers. Get out of here, Yahtzee.
Okay. Well, all right. I've gotten to post credits mode, and I can tell you now it is a prequel. I mean,
literally just said I didn't want to hear it.
Why is it a spoiler to say a game in which one of the characters is a young version of an established character?
You whine whenever someone gives the smallest spoiler towards you, and yet you get this fucking
Marty, it's fucking young Pauline. How did you not twig that it was a prequel to a previous game?
I don't know how it works. Get out of here. Get
for fuck's sake.
out of here. People are upset. I just got a message from Patreon saying that they're closing our Patreon now.
People are upset.
Yeah. I thought there might be time shenanigans. I thought maybe like her wish when she ate the banana would be to become big again. What?
Maybe she got bigged. She got Tom Hanks bigged.
You think it was a Tom Hanks big situation?
Yeah.
But no, it was a reverse Tom Hanks big situation because she became young.
Oh, it was. Oh my God! It was freaky. She got Freaky Friday'd with someone and swapped
Like her
bodies
own
with
child
young.
form?
Oh, like 13 going on 30, but also in reverse.
Well, I apologize to everyone if pointing out that the main character
Stop saying
is
it
young
again!
Paulie.
You're doing it again!
I'm not spoiling now. Stop interrupting me. I apologize if pointing out that one of the characters is a young version of established adult character is giving away that it's a prequel to a game in which the adult
You
character
said it
appeared.
again! He said it again. He told me to stop and then he said it again.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Can we go to Super Chats now?
I can't believe it. No, everyone pulled their money. There's no money.
There's no money. They all of them. They
We owe them
retroactively
money, which
took
I don't
their
know how
money.
that works.
Yeah.
Let's all go live in a dumpster then, where we can argue about this further.
That's what Sesame Street's all about.
Anyway,
great.
time to get our Super Chats in, everyone.
Let us know what you think of Nintendo. Pro, con, neutral?
There you go.
Sound off in the comments below.
Right, well, like to me, Nintendo is of two companies, right? They are the software company and they are the hardware company. And software wise, they are still doing what they do, for better or for worse. Better, in my opinion, is Donkey Kong Bonanza, and your new Mario Kart's worse is Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, which didn't necessarily hit for me. And so, but they are still trying. They're still, and I do feel like many studios have stopped trying to have fun when they make their toys.
Mm-hmm.
And and Nintendo still treats these as toys and games instead of narrative experiences, and I appreciate that.
I like that you said it like that. It's also there's the one difference. I know we're getting the Super Chat soon, but one difference between I feel like Switch 2 and Switch 1 is that it took a little while for third parties and indies to kind of be like, oh shit, we should probably put our games on Switch 1 because there's like a really high attach rate of people buying indie games and a third party game that might work on it. Whereas I think people learn from that, and we already saw Deltarune launched on Switch alongside PC day and date, and I think the idea is for Hades to do the same, Hades 2 when it comes out. So I feel like we're gonna it's gonna be one of those things where you're not gonna be able to play like the latest, like you're not gonna be able to play fucking Assassin's Creed Shadows or whatever the big Call of Duty is at launch, but I think you're gonna be able to get a ton of the big indies of any given year, as well as a pretty good swath of third-party support, which is neat.
Absolutely.
Well, I don't want to show any hands too early here, but I might just be in talks with a publisher and in the process of getting Starstruck Vagabond out on the Switch.
Ooh, that'd be exciting.
Ooh, wouldn't it just? Hi, Toffee.
I'd buy it on Switch.
Toffee decided it was time to nosh his bum, and obviously he can't do that unless he's fully in view of the camera.
Thank you, Toffee.
Thanks, Toffee.
You ready to get noshing? Yeah, you nosh away.
Oh,
anyway,
got to zoom in on that.
Definitely got enhance.
Yeah.
Enhance.
He hasn't started noshing, but he's giving it some funny looks. Oh, is he? He's waiting till I'm looking away.
Yeah, he's embarrassed.
And there he goes.
There he goes.
Straight in there.
Like, does that get us demonetized?
Yeah, it's like straight. It's like in the hole.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's like a nature documentary. It's fine.
I hope Black Mesa appreciate the additional marketing they're getting off of this.
Eric, get the Mortimer plushie in there. Still for sale.
Still for sale.
Anyway,
so good you want to eat your own ass.
Moving on. Raven 415201 gives $2 and gives their usual Ravens weekly word of the week. Week 9, puerile. A word very close to my heart because it means childish. Yeah, childish and facetious. Specifically relating to little boys, because the original etymology comes from the Latin putus, specifically meaning boy.
Puerile.
There you go.
Okay, I like it. Thank you.
I think us pointing out that your dog is eating its ass was pretty puerile of us.
Yeah, he's a pretty puerile dog. And then Sinos the Hedgehog 2000 gives $5. Says, is it wrong to consider fans who bought Mario Kart World the reason $80 games are the norm? We buy games for fun. Blaming consumers feels hypocritical. Well, it wasn't the norm until you said it was the norm. Well done, Sinos the Hedgehog 2000. We're stuck with $80 games now, thanks to you.
See, it's fun to blame people for things, isn't it? Like you get a little rush when you do it. Right. No, I think it's I don't know. It's silly to blame customers for the decisions of a corporation, in my opinion. But it's like if you don't want $80 games, you don't want to buy them, don't buy them. But also, if someone does want to buy them and does want to play them, like that doesn't make them like a fucking corporate stooge. All of these corporations want money. All of us are currently, if you play video games, you are giving to corporations who want your money, whether it's a first-party console maker, Steam, Valve, anyone like that.
I mean, let's face it, if you're living in a house and breathing in and out, you're appeasing the corporations.
Yeah, you're probably watching this on a device that was created by a corporation.
And theoretically, if we adjust for inflation, I'm sure $80 is still under what we were paying for games that were $60 beforehand. Yeah. That's just like also a norm in life. That's how it works. I'm very sorry that things cost more now.
And there's also, I think there's a handful of developers and publishers who can make a game and release at that price where it feels like it is worth that price, or it feels like you are getting a full complete thing. And so far Donkey Kong feels like that thing to me, and that's not even $80. I think Donkey Kong was $70. I would say that I think Ghost of Yote is going to be that premium price, and I feel like that's going to be a game also worth that because I really enjoyed the first one. So
wait, Donkey Kong was $70?
Donkey Kong was $70.
I believe it was $69.99, and Mario Kart was $79.
In what world does that make sense?
What, Donkey Kong being cheaper than Mario Kart?
Yes, Donkey Kong's an epic adventure with like 15 different worlds and all story and all kinds of shit and very weirdly homoerotic ostriches with big pecs. Mario Kart World's literally just drive around cars in a world. That's all you fucking do.
I think it's that Mario Kart 8 sold like 75 million copies. So I think they saw that. We could put that there.
Oh, jeez. Anyway, Eric Wycard. Oh, what do you know? Member for 20 months. Hi, Eric. Who says, I think I'm the only Switch 2 owner that bought the Bravely Default remaster. Also, any comments about the Welcome Tour game? Best Switch 2 exclusive?
The fact that Welcome Tour costs money is a travesty.
Yeah, I didn't pay $10 for that. Do I look like a sucker?
It's a test. It's just testing you. It wants you to learn how the thing works, and it tests you on it. And it makes me feel dumb because I didn't learn how any of it works.
I read the fucking manual.
Yeah.
And so I figured out how to play the Switch 2 that way.
It is so funny to compare it to Astro's Playroom, the one that launched with the PS5 that came, bundled in, because that was here's a fun 3-hour adventure that teaches you all the cool new bells and whistles of a PS5 and for free. And then Welcome Tour is like, for $10, we will make you take a very slow museum tour and then ask you questions and berate you if you don't get them correct. Like, it is for weirdos and weirdos only.
Yeah, and that's showing off the mouse. I see why demonstrating some fucking browser games.
Too much of it was mouse centric when I feel like no one's going to use the mouse on this thing.
100%.
Unless it's for a first person shooter and they happen to have a lap desk on which to place a mouse.
No one's going to play it on this.
A Nintendo branded lap desk for Super Metroid 4.
There you go.
Calling it now. Okay, by the way, I just looked this up. When it was released in 1990, Super Mario World cost $59.99.
Which that is inflation?
That is equivalent to almost $150 today.
That's insane.
Those were Bush bucks. Bush senior bucks. That's insane.
That is equivalent to $147.57 in today's marketplace. So the
Christ on a bike.
The fact that these games are only $70 and $80.
In Australia, they used to charge $120 for new games, although that was Australian bucks, but it was still more than Americans paid. It used to be cheaper to import and pay for premium shipping than it was to buy the games locally.
Right. And this is not a conversation about modern day wages and whatnot. This is just the price of two things adjusted for inflation. What I'm saying here is these prices are not as crazy as we think they are.
It's also not nearly as much as when you look at so many other things in life. I guess aside from TVs, we were talking about the other day, TVs are the only things that have gotten cheaper.
TVs have gotten crazy cheap. Agreed.
Was ever thus.
Yeah.
That's because that's what the man wants. The man wants you to be hypnotized in your living room so you don't
bought
complain.
some ground beef the other day. Let me tell you, what is going on?
I know.
What is going on? Why is it so expensive?
Mm-hmm.
Ask the cow. Dinner Dynamo gives $2 and says, thoughts on the new TOS and ownership of games? I didn't read it. I scrolled straight past and clicked agree.
Agreed. This is going to be a very unpopular opinion with people who get angry online about things like this. I don't care. Like, Nintendo's not just going to flip a switch and suddenly take my games away. I don't view it any differently as Steam games.
Well, you say that. Go. Why don't you go play Eternal Darkness on your Nintendo console? Because if it's so fucking easy.
So I have it on my. I have a disc on my GameCube. I could put it in right now.
Oh, what if your GameCube stopped working? Where are you going to get that repaired?
Well, that's every physical media. That's every VHS. That's every DVD. That's every.
Yeah, you could still run a DVD on a new DVD player. How are you going to play your GameCube games?
On a Wii? I don't understand what this... On a GameCube?
You go to a game shop and say, excuse me, I'd like to buy a GameCube. They will laugh in your face.
I don't want to go into game shop because I think they always look at me like I'm not cool. And I'm like, motherfucker, I work in this industry. I'm at least medium cool.
Yeah, I outrank you.
Yeah,
you're just a video game retailer. I'm a video game journalist.
I don't think I outrank this. Some of the used shops are very cool.
Yeah.
Some of the used shops are extremely cool.
It's one of those. It's a sad fact of life. Like that, we do not own our things anymore, and all we can do is keep saying we should own our things. You don't own your Steam games. You don't own movies you rent on iTunes. You don't own movies that you watch on streaming services.
Well, you say that, but as we speak, I'm looking at a thumbnail of Ross Scott looking at me very, very urgently.
Yes.
With the words, "This is getting serious" over his head.
And by the way, like that is why things like Stop Killing Games is so important. So we can fight for general ownership. It's not going to be any other. For anyone just listening to this, Eric just showed us a picture of Ross Scott's face, making a face, and it's very, very funny. But that's the way of life. And if you watch anything digitally, you probably don't own it. So it's sad, but it's where we are.
Alrighty. Well, we're going very slowly through these super chats. Let's pick up the pace.
Okay.
Doran Grossman Naples 9207 gives $2 and says, "Thank you, Marty, for bringing the Fozzie energy." Waka
waka.
And then Dr. Theo gives $5 and says, "Nintendo make a new Punch-Out game, and my money is yours."
Ooh, I'm surprised they haven't made one since the Wii.
Yeah, and the one on the Wii was really well animated, I thought.
Yeah.
It was pretty fun. I know Little Mac, joining the ranks of Smash. Like he's a fun character to play in Smash. I would love it.
I guess there's not much you can do with Punch-Out. I mean, you can't really make an open world game out of it.
Sure.
Donkey Kong Bonanza would like to disagree with you, whose main mechanic is punching every single thing.
But you don't go to like sanctioned boxing matches.
No.
Donkey Kong.
Anyway, yes, Dr. Theo gives $5 also and says, "Also, I hope they do something about the AI slop that's flooding the eShop. It's somehow worse than the shovelware era of the Wii."
If I got news for you, go to any online store and it is fucking gross how much trash there is. Like, that's Steam, that's PlayStation, Xbox. It's the Switch store. It is wild how much garbage is on these stores. I wish there would be a way for them to do something. I don't know what that is, but I mean, it feels like a manual yes or no, but with the amount of games that go there.
Stores are now engines where you search for the game you were already going to buy.
Mm-hmm.
Like you cannot search for a game in a store anymore.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. No curation.
Nope.
That's the problem.
That's what our job is. Our job
there you go.
is curation.
Yes, the media and the industry must work hand in hand. We must step up.
Ooh,
We must
agreed.
step up and play all the shitty games that no one took a second look at to find the diamonds in the rough.
Hooray! We're doing it.
Sinus the Hedgehog 2000 gives $2 and says, how similar are On the Beach and Yahtzee's Jam book? They're both set in Australia and they're both about recent apocalypses, and that's about it. One of them is about jam.
I read On the Beach in high school.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was great.
So you understood the Death Stranding 2 reference?
I did. I understood it when they titled the game. I was like, hey, what's the name of that book and movie?
Did you guess that it would be set in Australia from that?
I didn't. No. I thought it was going to be set on every continent, and it's set on 2 of them.
Right.
So that's close to every. Right?
I read Jam. So there.
Put jam on toast. Think about that.
Actually, Death Stranding 2 might be on 3 continents, depending on how you classify Mexico.
Ooh. I mean, that's just North America, right?
Just North America. That's a continent.
Yeah, say that to Mexico. See how they feel.
I think Mexico.
Eric, where's Mexico? What continent is Mexico on?
North America. South America. All of Central America is North America. I don't think there's like a big argument over there.
It's Central America, surely.
That's not a continent.
That's not a continent.
Well, there's a lot of divisiveness over what constitutes a continent. I mean, some countries teach 7 continents, some countries teach 6 continents. Russia, for example, doesn't count Europe as its own continent.
Some countries reasons. Teach incontinence. We'll be right back.
Bam, 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 bam.
Yes. Some countries classify North and South America as different continents. Some classify the Americas as one big continent. There's no real agreement on this.
I think there is. You're the only person I've ever heard saying Mexico doesn't know we're there.
This sounds like you've fallen down a weird YouTube rabbit hole and now are starting to believe the sauce.
Many continents are there?
Well, all right, fair enough. I'm getting a lot of this from a MapMen video, but there you go. Anyway,
all right, we are at H. Jorth 87. I recall playing N64 at some friends. Never had one myself. Have good memories of Mario, GoldenEye, and Ocarina of Time. The skeletons scare me though.
What about the skeletons in Windbreaker? Yeah, those were some fucking scary skeletons.
Those are some
Remember those?
Yeah.
That was a good time for skeletons. Those games. I feel like the N64 was peak going over to someone's house to play a game.
Ooh,
Again, maybe my age, but like I feel like a lot of great multiplayer memories, local multiplayer
100%.
memories. That's probably the place I've played multiplayer the most in my life.
Yeah.
There you go. And then Venomon Killer 9119, member for 19 months in the Green Gang, says if it doesn't have a tail, it's not a monkey. Fine, Donkey Kong is an ape, even though his name is 1 letter away from monkey.
They're all monkeys. They're all monkeys.
Monkey is a funnier word.
There used to be a story that the original Donkey Kong was supposed to be called Monkey Kong in the West, but it was mistranslated. But I think that was disproved.
I like Monkey Kong.
Monkey Kong is great too. Yeah, absolutely.
B Smalley 11 gives $2. Says Coromon feels like old Pokemon, only one that did.
Yeah,
okay.
Coromon was all right. Coromon was all right.
But I still look at these designs and I'm like, they don't do it for me.
Yeah.
Because I'm not 12 anymore. So maybe nothing will do it for me.
Well, maybe you're not the audience for Pokemon anymore. You ever think of that?
Whoa.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Yeah, entropy. Look it
Oh,
up.
no. Raven's Word of the Week.
Entropy.
Sinus the Hedgehog 2000 gives $5 and says, I stopped buying Nintendo stuff and went full on PC after how Nintendo treat YouTubers and Smash fans. Sometimes I pirate their old stuff for fun. Yahar.
Oh.
How do they treat YouTubers?
I don't know.
You know.
I mean, there was a time when Nintendo was coming down on Let's Players, but that was pretty early on in the whole YouTube Let's Play thing.
The Smash stuff is silly. Is incredibly fucking silly.
Yeah.
But
Nintendo's been a Nintendo.
We make YouTube videos and we're fine.
We're YouTubers, and Nintendo didn't send us a review console, but they didn't send out many.
No, they didn't.
Fair. Yeah, and I know like recently they're having beef with a YouTuber who is big into kind of the modding and emulation community, which of course a lot of emulation is emulating early Nintendo games, and so Nintendo is dropping hammers there as they release more and more in their official e-store. But
Sure.
to me it's crazy because I just can't imagine John and Jane Q Public wanting to go through the hassle of emulation or wanting to play games at all.
Yeah.
And so Nintendo. I think Nintendo is chasing a dragon that doesn't exist.
A superb owner gives $5 and says, "This month in Windbreaker, out of context, quote history. I want to see what's going on with the mommies. Marty, July 1st, 2024.
Listen, Marty, fucking July 21st, 2025. Still want to see what's going on with the mommies. If you have any mommy updates, hit me up. I don't know what that was in context of.
No,
I don't know what we were talking about last summer. Resident Evil 8?
God only knows.
Yeah.
Kid Barchetta gives $2 and says, "Who are your spirit Pokemons? NCR, Ranger, Armor, Dope."
What is that?
Those are two separate things.
I don't know.
What are your spirit Pokemons? And the NCR Ranger armor is something from Fallout New Vegas.
Oh, that was very. So I thought that was a Pokemon. I was like, I don't know who that is.
Those are two separate.
I've been rewatching the Pokemon anime, and I got to the episode with the Squirtle Squad, which are Squirtles that wear sunglasses and smoke cigarettes. Well, they don't smoke cigarettes, but I like to think they smoke cigarettes off screen.
Yeah,
and I like them because they seem like they get up to mischief.
Mm-hmm.
Just like a little bit of mischief. They're not committing like capital C crimes, but they're roughing it up.
I love Mimikyu. Mimikyu is the ghost Pokemon that dresses up in a makeshift, poorly made Pikachu costume because it's afraid no one will like him, and I think that's adorable.
Yeah, it's a little scary though because they're like wearing kind of like a burlap sack. You think like I'm like, what's going on under there? They could be very scary.
Yeah, they're pretty scary, but I like that. I like in imposter syndrome via Pokemon. I think that's great.
My spirit Pokemon is the one that's a reference to Gothic Lolita fashion.
There is, I want to say it's called like Gothicia.
Yeah,
there is.
I hadn't heard of this one, but I found it in one of my kids' board books.
There it is.
Yeah, I was like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
That is a fucking sexy Gothic Lolita model in my fucking kid's board book. What's this all about?
Yes, and you can force it to punch other things. It's great.
Wonderful. Pure Pyro 1 gives €2 and says, "What did Jack think about Echoes of Wisdom?"
I was perfectly whelmed by it.
It's funny how that's not really a word, isn't it?
Right? I think it's a fine game. It has several problems. The menu, the way in which you recall all your echoes. It's one of those like it's a game that should not exist because it feels more like a goof. But it was enjoyable enough. I don't think I will ever touch it again or even think about it ever again. But it was enjoyable enough.
Yeah. It falls into that. It kind of reminded me a little bit. I think Super Mario Wonder was better, but like Super Mario Wonder, where it was a thing I burned through quickly, enjoyed my time in the moment, and like you said, I don't know when I will ever go back to it. Whereas there are other games in the series I will gladly replay, once every year, every other year.
Yeah. It's fine. It was.
I did like calling a bunch of snakes though to solve problems.
I really didn't get on with Echoes of Wisdom. It was in my worst games list.
Oh,
I just think it's full of terrible design choices and the in-game economy is fucked.
Yeah.
In-game menu is garbage, like genuine garbage.
Yeah.
Zaratha gives $5 and says, "I tried Coromon as an alternative, and I agree with Jack. Those games can't capture the journey mood Pokemon has. They take themselves too seriously."
Yeah.
Yes, I suppose you need to address the question of why 10-year-olds are being let out to like roam the wilderness alone, except that their mums want to carry on their affair with the local professors
or Mr. Mimes. Yes,
or Mr. Mimes.
Yeah, like, and I do think that takes a childlike kind of writer to just be like 10-year-olds go on adventures when they're 10 years old in this world, and we're all okay with that. And that's a crazy concept, and no one else has kind of the guts or the naivety like Nintendo has just to say, yep, that's what happens in this world. Great.
Jonathan Griffin 5093 gives $5. Says, Yachts, have you read any of Stuart Turton's books? Read Devil and the Dark Water and thought of you and your old-timey sailing interest. No, I have not, but thanks for the recommendation. Always nice.
I think the name's Stuart Turton. Pretty funny name.
Agreed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not
is
if you
a funny
pronounce,
first name, and Turton,
not,
I think, is pretty funny.
Not if you pronounce it properly and emphasize the T so it doesn't sound like Turden.
Stuart Turton.
You Americans and your slurry T's.
Turton.
Anyway.
Robert C. Turton.
Min Duel gives $2 and says, ban Yahtzee for spoilers.
You can. He's reading the comments. He's been doing so good.
I apologize again for giving away the young Pauline is a young version of Pauline.
He did it again! You can't keep getting away with it.
I mean, that's what I assumed.
I mean, the real question is how the relationship broke down in time for the very first Donkey Kong game, I suppose.
Oh my god.
Again, it's like a Rashomon situation. Yeah. We're just seeing that from Jumpman's point of view.
Oh, I like it.
Think about it.
Maybe Pauline got into her like rebellious late teens and started wanting to see like creepy middle-aged mustachioed men.
I think Pauline was there willingly. Mario assumed it was a bad thing, so he kept rescuing her, though she didn't need to be rescued.
It's like the end of Braid. You realize you're the baddie.
Mm-hmm. Or maybe the games were just propaganda created by the Mario Corporation.
Oi, let's take a propaganda.
Nice. Great. Dower Dodger Esquire 2781, member for 20 months in the Green Gang, says, any deets on Adventures Nigh Season 5? Well, don't hold your breath. It's going to be a while.
The rough plan is to film it late summer, early fall. That's a rough plan because it is coming up on late summer, early fall. But that's the rough plan. I have a story idea. I'm working with Omar right now on fleshing that out, and of course, making the characters. We have plans and ideas, and rough plans.
Both of them.
Both of them. Yes.
Plans and ideas.
We have plans and ideas. So it's happening. We'll see.
Oh, look who it is. It's Tsunami Dusha, and he's got $20 in his hand and nothing in his mouth.
Thanks, Tsunami Dusha.
Appreciate
it.
And
then AbdelXVN, who's member for 20 months in the Green Gang, says, the DK timeline is a weird rabbit hole to get into. Oh, don't you start. I complain enough about this when Zelda fans bring it up.
Let's just...
I mean, yes, we're all aware that Cranky Kong is established to be the original ape in the original Donkey Kong, but that was established in the Rare developed games, and Rare was always a third-party developer. So I think you should take anything they add to the canon with a pinch of salt.
I think the idea of making a cohesive timeline out of any of these games is stupid. Mm-hmm. It's silly and it's fun, but if you take them even a little bit seriously, it is stupid.
Yeah. I like when people are like, "Oh, this is where I think Zelda goes." It's like, okay, I'm glad you're having fun, but when it's wait a minute, but what does this mean? It's like, all right, you need to.
No, Miyamoto is not respecting the established canon.
You need to settle down.
Even that goof that Yahtzee made about like what happened to Donkey Kong and Pauline's relationship where he kidnapped her. That's a fun, silly thing to say. Uh-huh. If you take that seriously, that's stupid. Please don't.
Play all the games, gives $4.99 and says, Yahtzee, please tell me more about Donkey Kong Bonanza. Marty's anguish makes for great entertainment. Oh, are you ready?
I'm so close to the end. I'm going to finish it today.
Are you ready? At some point, Donkey Kong eats a whole bunch of bananas, and then he has a boss fight where he punches a thing.
Oh yeah, I've punched so many things in boss fights. I just run up to him and I punch him.
It's so great.
Look at how good. Look how happy he looks. His tongue is very big.
Banana.
Yeah, his tongue's bigger than his brain.
Machi.
Sussigura 2000 gives €10. Says, I started playing the alters on Yahtzee's recommendation, but even the first taste of playing Shrink for my alternate versions has prevented me from returning to the game, and I'm not sure I will. Well, I'm sorry you don't like enjoying good games, Sussigura 2000. Though might I advise unlocking the alter who is a Shrink, so that you don't have to do all the Shrinky stuff on their behalf.
I enjoyed the game quite a bit. I don't know where it's going to land at the end of the year for me. It's so far been a real good year, and stuff's just popping up. We got Donkey Kong, we got Death Stranding. Oh my god, that was it. Those are just the two big games.
Yeah. And those are the two. Those are the two.
Those are two. Yeah.
Sinos the Hedgehog 2000 gives $2 and says Cromarty High School, but endings I love Cromarty High School, but endings anticlimactic.
I watched the first episode of that a couple weeks ago. It was pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah, it's one of the ones I recommended in my animes that I like video from way back.
Oh, I should watch that video now.
Because it's surreal humor, and as a British person, I gel quite well with that sort of thing.
Yeah. Also, it just has Freddie Mercury. Like,
yeah, he's just there.
Going on there. He's just there. It was very surprising. Didn't expect that man to be there.
Yeah. Witticism gives $5. Says, I've heard a lot of good things, but is Bonanza as groundbreaking as Breath of the Wild was, or is it just a really good platformer? Do we expect tons of rip-offs? Groundbreaking, lol. Now, as I said, it's old tech. We saw it in Red Faction. We saw it in No Man's Sky.
Because in Donkey Kong Bonanza, you actually break the ground by punching it. Therefore, it is groundbreaking.
Yeah, I remember going through, there was a big statue, and I broke all the bits of the statue that connected to the ground to see if the rest of it would fall down, and it didn't, and I was like, well, fucking pack it up, lads.
Pack it up, lads. No, I think it is a very good 3D platformer. I do not think it is a genre-defining, mark in the sand the same way Breath of the Wild was. We don't get those games very often.
It's more akin to a Mario Odyssey or even a Mario 64, where it's not open world, it's open level. You get an area to play in, but it is not going to fundamentally change the Donkey Kong formula.
Yeah. I really like that first level, that lagoon.
Oh yeah, it's beautiful. It's
good
beautiful.
Lagoon. Good lagoon.
Right? Even the tutorial area was it was not a laborious tutorial area.
Yeah. Good lagoons and non-laborious tutorials.
Huh? That's our review of Donkey Kong Bonanza.
Zaratha gives
it's a prequel.
Zaratha gives $2. Says, could you repeat the Pauline stuff? I dozed off. Young Pauline is young Pauline. She is a young version of Pauline from Mario Odyssey.
I also don't know how long monkeys live. How long do monkeys live?
About the same as humans, isn't it? Because, common ancestor and all that.
I do not know.
But if humans evolved from monkeys, why are there still monkeys?
Also, he's an ape, not a monkey. Remember?
No, all apes are monkeys, but not all monkeys are apes.
No, monkeys have to have tails. That was the point.
That's fine. Monkeys. I'm a big fan of let's just lump them into this one big thing, and then if you want to get specific, you can. But they're all monkeys. A wolf is just a big dog. It's just a big monkey.
A wolf is just a monkey on all fours. Let's be honest.
They're all primates. There you go.
We're all made of star stuff, y'all. It doesn't matter.
We're all made of star stuff.
Aren't we all? Japio gives $2. Says, got into the new Nin online test game. You, Marty?
I did not. No, Eric did though. Nintendo opened up a play test thing for some unannounced online thing that went up pretty quickly this morning. So Eric got in. So he'll break embargo. He can break embargo to me, and then since I didn't sign an embargo, I'll break the embargo to everyone else. Once we figure out what it is.
Soft146 gives €20 and says, I, for one, support Yahtzee's bravery in spoiling the monkey game. Here, take money just so I can prove Marty wrong. A whole €20, no less.
People want to get angry. But you called it the monkey game, so I like that. I like that we all agree it's the monkey game.
Look, I didn't spoil anything more than a fucking YouTube thumbnail would.
Do we find out where Donkey Kong got his signature overalls?
No.
Oshkosh Bagosh.
Although we established how he acquires a whole range of cosmetic ties and pairs of shorts.
That is true. I like how anytime you like have when you meet one of like the big transformation guys, you can ask them questions, and the second option is like, how do we get to the lower level to get to the prime banana or whatever? And then the first option is just banana. And so like the default option is always, it's not Donkey Kong like wanting to continue his journey. It's just him screaming banana. And they're like, oh, well, you probably want to keep heading downwards. So here's what you need to do.
Yes, it's fun to play as a character who's literally like a total blunt instrument of a character.
Yeah.
But it is played to the top of his intelligence. So.
Is
there you go.
Is he just the Doomslayer?
Now there's a thought. If the Doomslayer was in a Hairy Dad game where they had to escort a child.
Yeah. Yes. Rip and tear, peel and eat.
Yeah.
Peel and eat until it is done.
Until all the bananas are done.
Yeah.
So how many times have you seen the Red Faction gorilla joke on social media?
Oodles. And then I saw it the second to the game. The first time I saw it, as soon as the game was announced, I thought it was the greatest joke of all time.
Yeah. Guild on Yitich gives $5. There's one thing I like about Nintendo is they sometimes say we won't make a sequel to that game until we can meaningfully innovate. More of that, AAA. If you fucking say so, Guild on Yitich.
I think so.
That's
why we haven't got a Mario game since then.
I like the entire new Mario Brothers series would like a word.
I think they are very cognizant of we have our core lines, and then we have all the other bullshit that we don't care about.
Yeah. Well, I've written about this in previous essays in which I've discussed that there is tentpole Mario and there is nostalgia Mario, and they're sort of separate branches of the Mario tree.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Listen, if you go to see an old band, they're gonna play the hits and then sprinkle in some new ones.
There you go.
Yes. And save the really big hit till after for the encore, like a bunch of gits.
They know hey, we want you to stick around for the new stuff off of the new album, which for some reason isn't selling as well.
Yeah.
So we will force you to.
I saw AC/DC live in San Francisco. Obviously, they waited until the very end before they did Highway to Hell. Had to sit through the whole fucking jamming solo that went on for like 10 minutes.
It's a good time to pee.
He is 92 years old. Let the man play guitar.
And still dressed as a schoolboy.
He's got a bit. It works.
It's his bit. Where are we? Roberto Vallecillo's 9379. What's with all the usernames with 4 digits on the end?
I know all the Google reverted names, so it's like a Google handle as opposed to what names usually are. So these are all our normal regulars, but they just are. It's their junk names.
Gives 35 GTQs. I think that's a new one. I don't think we've gotten GTQs before. It says we're officially 10 years since Iwata's death. R.I.P. I know he was a CEO, but he did a lot of importance. I wonder what would be like if he was still alive. Man, that was a disaster of a last sentence.
Really, really quick. Guatemalan quetzals, like the quetzalcoatl, the mythical thunderbird.
Nice.
Well, hello to our Guatemalan visitors.
Yeah. I mean, like, I think it would be interesting to see if Iwata was still at the head of the company, because it feels like the Switch was like the Switch proper was like the last thing he kind of had his thumbs on. Especially
Can you believe a CEO would take a pay cut?
Right, when the Wii U underperformed.
Yes.
Possible.
In order to save people's jobs, he took a pay cut. As you know, he was the boss. All decisions went through him. Amazing
shit.
I think we should support companies where the people who own the company are willing to take pay cuts.
Right.
Hey, I did the same thing.
Hey, we all did the same thing.
Yeah, but I get paid the most, so it was the biggest hit for me.
We're truly the Iwata of our times.
There you go.
That's why we're co-op, because of the camaraderie.
There you go. Anyway, Hunter Road, remember for 20 months in the Green Gang, says glares at Jack in Linux. Thanks, nerd.
Listen, there will be a breakthrough. Steam, I think, has done a wonderful job. Like, Wine has been around for years as far as kind of like bridging the gap between things that only work on Windows and working on Linux. Steam with its Oh, Steam has a thing to make sure that Windows games run properly on their version of Linux. Once we have more of those bridges and I could actually run my Adobe suite on a Linux software, I'm there with you. You know it's not the easiest operating system.
Why are you a penguin? Is that a Linux thing?
That is a
Yeah.
Linux thing.
The Linux logo is a penguin.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about Linux.
It's we're getting there. We are on our way to more things running on Linux and less things running on Windows because Windows is just terrible. It's just terrible.
I'm still using Windows XP and it's treating me pretty well.
Yeah. We're just not there. I want us to be there. I'm rooting for Linux. You know we're not there.
My laptop keeps nagging me to upgrade from Windows 10 to Windows 11 in time for the changeover in October.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't wanna. What if my incredibly old Photoshop 6.0 version from like 1999 stops working?
Yeah.
Fucking.
I think computers are bad.
Fucking computers. Yeah.
I think computers might be bad.
I think
fucking
computers...
planned obsolescence, because they're working with the fucking hackers now. They're like, hey, you don't upgrade to Windows 11, we ain't going to protect you from the hackers. It's a fucking circle jerk.
And all the hackers are in the background going, "Oh, we're gonna get you. We're gonna get you." So I want us to be there. I'm rooting for Linux. There's actually I've been looking. There's some really wonderful kind of like Linux alternatives that are more like Steam OS, where it's just game centric. So people are building these wonderful Steam machines that are standalone consoles. That is really wonderful. I want Linux to succeed. It's not there, friend. You know it's not there. Look into your heart.
Hjorth87 gives 20 Donkey Kong Krona and says, opinion on licorice. Munching salmiakki right now. I fucking love licorice. Props for spelling it the correct way, incidentally. British, as a British person, we have licorice all sorts. Love those. Pontefract cakes. Love those. Australians love licorice as well. The Australian eating licorice is a thing. You can just buy a big bag of Australian licorice. It's great stuff.
And I think if it's one thing that both England and Australia are well known for is their fine taste in cuisine.
Hey, English cuisine is all about the sauces. It's a condiment culture. Of course, the chips are bland. The chips are there as a HB sauce stroke, Branson pickle stroke, malt vinegar delivery system.
Listen, I love a sauce. That was wild to say it's a sauce culture. I'm not crazy about licorice. I'm not like grossed out by it, but it is definitely not my candy du jour. Mm-hmm. I'm also just more of a chocolate guy than like a,
I guess
sugary.
I like my candy with a bit of a kick to it. I like sour candies as well.
I don't mind sour. I like
licorice. It's just I grew up with it. I like it, and it makes you poo regularly.
Is
that true?
I don't like that. So eat beans though. Just eat beans.
Oh my god!
Why would I want to eat beans when I could eat licorice that I prefer the taste of?
Yeah, but if you make some good refried beans, homemade refried beans, ooh, boy,
beans, musical fruit.
It's funny. There's a lot of like confectionery that was originally sold as like medical stuff, and licorice very originally was sold as like a digestion aid.
I like it.
Fun fact. Abdel XVN gives $5 says, I'm going to push a bit on the inflation for video games idea since companies use this as an excuse. They charge all that they can when they can. Yeah, welcome to capitalism, my fine friend.
Yeah, companies are going to charge as much as they can all the time. I think that's right. This is, please do not take this as me defending like corporations and the prices. What I'm saying is if we look at the math, it makes sense. Theoretically, we are paying under what we should be paying. I'm also with you that because in general, mean wages have not increased. It's a meaningless argument. But
I was going to say, good thing though that minimum wage keeps going up, so we have no problems there.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm with you. I'm just saying. We can't expect to pay the same price that we paid 40 years ago, 50 years ago for a thing, right? That's not how it works. So I'm sorry. I'm very sorry.
Seite Shami gives $10 and says, with Donkey Kong Bonanza following in Super Mario Odyssey's footsteps, what other lesser-known Nintendo IP do you want to come back, taking inspiration from one of the successful main Nintendo ones? Well,
we
name
talked
an
about
IP
Punch
they
Out
haven't.
earlier. Give me Punch Out.
But in what format would you want your Punch-Out? Would you just want another Punch-Out game, or would you like it pushed through the filter of, I don't know, Link's crossbow training?
Give me a Breath of the Wild Punch Out. Give me.
Just run around. Just
run around punching things. Some boss battle in the old style. Give me an open world Punch Out. What we do with that, I do not know. I think it's crazy.
I would love to see either an Earthbound remake, a Mother 3 remake, something in the Earthbound universe in that almost claymation top-down style of like Echoes of Wisdom and the Link's Awakening remake. I think kind of like modeling after how when the Earthbound Player's Guide came out with the game, it had all those like kind of clay models of every enemy and every like NPC in the guide that it showed. It'd be neat to have the game kind of feel like claymation.
Nidarom gives $2 and says, been loving DK Bonanza, best platform game in years. Now, I don't think of it as a platform game. I know there's jumping in it, but the jumping's kind of shite.
The jumping is really like very few of the challenges involve precision platforming.
Yeah, it's more an exploration-based game, really.
Yeah, it feels like collectathons and 3D platformers have very similar DNA. Like they are two branches off the monkey tree. As we all know, the monkey tree is the prime tree. So yeah, I feel like they are like sister genres. Yeah, I also think like in terms of like Astrobot had more precision platforming to it.
Yeah. That was a 3D platformer.
Yeah. But what genre are we putting Bonanza in? Just action?
I think it is
it's an action adventure game.
No, I do think it's a 3D platformer, but I think you then dig down a little bit more, and this is more, I would say, in the collectathon portion of platformers, whereas Astro's Playroom seems like it was, or Astrobot seems like it was more in like precision platforming.
Okay, that's fair.
But there you go. Very similar.
Okay.
Raven41520001 gives $10 and says, Jack! 3 exclamation marks. This was kind of already answered, but who do I talk to in order to get a ZP art style character named Raven? You pick the last name in the next season of Adventurers Nigh, and how much?
I think we are coming up on our every year we do kind of like a celebration of Second Wind existing event. We are coming up on that, and we are looking at kind of fundraiser ideas. Omar is the sole person that makes all of those characters, and so we can't put too much burden on him. But I think that we can very easily auction off a handful of Omar will make you a custom Adventurers Nigh character. Getting it in the show, we can. He's already making them. We can get him into the show. That's just way easier on us. So I think that's a great idea as far as like Second Wind fundraising is concerned. We'll sell off some specialized characters.
That's neat.
Thanks, Raven.
Yeah. Dino's the Hedgehog 2000 gives $2 and says, can't evolve Punch Out since opponents are racist.
I mean, the way you can evolve it is by making them not racist.
There you go.
Let's have the Russian guy not be called Vodka Drunkinsky. Let's start there.
Oh, it's all in fun. I wouldn't mind if there was like an English character named Bobby Rugby Tackle.
It would be a Tevis Primpop.
That's just a feature of that character.
And obviously he'd have a monocle, and obviously he'd drink tea and have a big curly moustache like that one boxer in Street Fighter.
And he would dodge while drinking.
Yes,
I kind of like him. I kind of like this.
And I wouldn't mind because that's
foppish.
To a certain extent, that sort of stereotype is a celebration of a national culture.
Sure. Not Vodka Drunkinsky.
Not Vodka Drunkinsky. No, they had to change that.
It was Soda Popinski, right?
Soda Popinski. Yeah.
Sinus Hedgehog 2000, didn't know one. St. Lugia gives $5 and says, played my first Pokemon at 28 and didn't grow up with Pokemon. I don't think nostalgia is what makes Pokemon magical. Also, burn the witch for spoilers. Have you considered you might be suffering from arrested development, St. Lugia? I mean, I have a lot of nostalgia for my 20s because that was the first time I left home and lived in Australia by myself and became a real man.
But I mean, I think you can watch I know some people who came to studio My Neighbor Totoro or Kiki's Delivery Service pretty late and watched it and was like, oh my god, this is incredibly charming, even though it was a movie, ultimately aimed at children, but with a strong enough voice that anyone could enjoy it. Like Bluey.
I can't quite. Maybe I'll work on pinpointing. But I think we cannot dismiss that there is a magic formula with Pokemon that is beyond nostalgia.
Yeah. So we got to figure out what it is.
We got to figure it out.
Sinus Hedgehog 2000 gives $2 and says, can't change my YouTube handle, but I'm Alex Armstrong. Oh, okay.
Sinus Hedgehog now.
I should have guessed from the way you were handing out $1 million $2 super chats.
Love them. Love them.
Aitor Ribari 8199 gives 3,000 arses and says, haven't been able to catch one of these live for a while, but I wanted to congrats the whole team and especially Jack for the finale of the last season of Adventurers Nigh. Really looking forward to the next one, even if I'll miss our favourite Baker Cat. Yes, Mortimer will have to give the rousing friendship speeches now. Well, he's had an arc.
Yeah. Dabarella has had an effect, absolutely.
If you haven't heard, Amy isn't coming back for the last season.
That's true.
Nidarom gives $10 and says, Yahtzee, have you tried Talos Principle 1 Remake? I'd be curious to know if a revisit stroke replay changes your opinion on it after enjoying the second game so much. Yahtzee tries candidate, perhaps?
It seems so soon for a remake.
I don't think they've changed much. It's just a remaster, isn't it?
I don't know, actually. It just seems like the first Talos Principle doesn't seem like that old of a game. I mean, I guess we got The Last of Us Part 2 remake, or whatever.
No, I remember Talos Principle 1 pretty clearly, and I remember liking.
Oh yeah, it is a remaster. They're just doing the
they're just making it pretty. Like Eric is showing kind of like the trailer for the remaster, and it's just like, what's the point? If sure, there's more smoke effects. Come on.
And I think I would still say I prefer Talos Principle 2 because it's got much stronger narrative qualities and all of that, and really interesting worlds to explore.
Doing the thing they did with The Last of Us Part 1 to where it's like, oh, let's just kind of technically put it on par with the second one so that if people want to get into the series, they don't feel like, oh, this is like a 10-year-old game. They can feel like, oh, it looks like the new one.
Hunter Rhodes gives $10 and says, but in all seriousness, I stand by the fact that Nintendo seems to be the only one trying to build a console rather than a crap PC. I think we lost something when local multi got sidelined for online. Where the fuck have you been? Yeah,
I do feel
online took over local multiplayer console gaming in the fucking PS2 era, I think.
I do like that Switch just feels like it has a unique identity compared to Xbox and PlayStation, which feel like the exact same things, with just different first-party games.
Yeah, even with the rise of PC handhelds, as Eric is showing now, the Switch still feels like its own unique thing. And by the way, I hard agree. That's a thing that when my teenage children have friends over, when they're not all looking at memes on their phone, which they do a lot. They boot up the Switch, and we have every game console here and a ton of games. They boot up the Switch and do multiplayer. So 100% love it.
Alex Armstrong comes back with $2 and says, I feel like Echoes of Wisdom copied Scribble Notes. In what way, Alex Armstrong? I'm not sure I'm coming with you on that.
Summoning anything into the world to solve a puzzle?
Yeah. I know with every puzzle in Scribble Notes, you just win by spawning Cthulhu or Atomic Bomb.
Same with Echoes of Wisdom. Just spawn bed. All you need is bed.
Astofgil176516 gives €6 and says, I have faith in Nintendo to give me something, and I'm always going to love Pokemon like a kid, but my Switch 2 is gathering dust for now. Well, play more Donkey Kong Bonanza, I guess. Collect
Yeah,
all
Donkey
the
Kong.
bananas. Collect all the bananas.
Yeah,
Right.
There's a lot of bananas.
Then Alex Armstrong gives $2. Says, "Screw Adventures Nigh. When's the new Dita book?"
Wow.
No, by the way,
ne-
that's fair. I love that book series, so that's a fair point.
I have nearly finished the first draft.
Whoa.
Ooh, very exciting.
There you go. And then Blender85, member for 9 months in Tip Jar. Thank you very much. And then Zaratha gives $2 and says, "Do not screw Adventurers Nigh," except that weird mermaid.
Her
I think
name
she was more of a
Anus.
yes, Anus Quiver. Would you say she was a mermaid or a siren?
Her top half is that of a siren. She is a sea creature. You've never seen her bottom half.
Yeah, it's
I've
like
seen her body.
it's a betentacled mess.
Yes.
But tentacled. I
Yeah,
like that word.
Betentacled.
Betentacled.
You've never come across the word betentacled in your many travels?
Never.
Gotcha,
Never.
gotcha.
Well, it's in perfectly common parlance in tentacle circles.
They don't allow me in those circles anymore.
Mr. Valentine 668 gives $5 and says, "I like playing Bonanza with isolated Joy-Cons. It lets you swing the remote, the punch, and aim boulders with the controller. Tons of fun. Try it out." No.
I have been finding myself playing with that. You know, it comes with the little thing to strap your Joy-Cons into for a little controller. When I'm not using a pro controller, I do play kind of one controller in each hand. I think it's better.
Oh, I didn't know that they
Yes.
had like specific like motion controls when you
Yeah.
play it like that. Because I haven't
also
played it all
don't.
handheld mode or on stream, just using a pro controller. So
Sure.
See, that's how you should do motion controls, in a nice quiet spot where no one can see or have to hear about it.
Wow, the unadulterated cynicism of Yahtzee Croshaw, which is also the name of your biography.
I was against motion controls from the start, and I like to think history has proved me correct all along.
Yeah, I mean, fair. That's fair. No one likes it.
Sonami Dusha gives $5 and says, "To Eric for mentioning barely default. I think you mean bravely default, but you know."
I like the idea. That's like a Weird Al thing. Barely default.
Yes, barely default.
Yeah.
I just barely default. Come on, mister. I just barely defaulted on my loan.
Oh no.
Doran Grossman Naples 9207 gives $5 and says, "In the same way all vertebrates are fish, apes are monkeys. Cladistically. I was astonished when a biologist friend pointed this out to me."
Great.
What are cladistically?
I don't know. I'm not even sure that was the right word.
But I like it because it agrees with all apes are monkey, and anything with wings is a bird.
Love it.
Anything with feathers is a bird.
Anything slimy is a lizard.
I mean, that's literally the scientific classification. If it's got feathers, it's a bird. The end.
Many lizards are not slimy.
Yeah, but they're like, they got that slime. They got that slime in them.
Anything slimy is an amphibian.
No, all amphibians are lizards too. Reptiles, amphibians are all lizards, and then we could break it down from there. But saying lizards is fine.
Lord of the Rings fan 193, member for 20 months in the Green Gang. Thank you very much. And then Sussy Guru 2000 gives €5 and says, "I have despised licorice from birth. You give me licorice, and I will consider it an attempt on my life."
Oh no.
Well, la-di-da. I like.
Agreed. It's a silly snack food. It's not sweet enough to be a treat. It's just weird. It's just.
I love licorice all sorts. You should go to the shop and buy yourself some licorice all sorts.
Oh,
no thanks.
Also, is all sorts the name of a thing, or are you just saying you like all sorts of licorice?
No, licorice all sorts is a thing. Although it's like a assembly of different ways to deliver licorice to your mouth. Except the one thing that's just like an aniseed jelly covered in little sprinkles. I don't really like those. They always put too many in the bag.
Ew.
Licorice all sorts. They're nice. If Jay was here, he'd be backing me up. Toot sweet.
Yeah, and then you would go have some meat pie or bullshit and come and get.
Also, when you said all sorts contain every way to ingest licorice, I also made me think that there's like a suppository one where it's like if you need to get that licorice up and you stack.
Marty, they're called anus seeds.
No,
beautiful.
What was our word of the day? What was the word of the day where we're childish?
Oh yeah, puerile. I was going to say
Puerile.
pescatarian.
Yes.
Not if you're sticking it up there.
Oh, not too much.
Minduel gives $2 and says, favorite sauce. Each of you, don't think, just go. HP.
A1.
Didn't
Peri
need to
Peri.
think.
Oh wow, that's a great one. An A1.
Yeah.
Steak sauce.
Great.
love
Tommy
sauces.
Salty 5864, member for 20 months in the tip jar. Thank you very
Hey,
much.
thanks,
And then Blistered Soul 4037 gives 199 and says, how do you think the next 3D Mario evolves from DK? Well, I assume it would evolve from Mario Odyssey, and I assume it will evolve by being a full-on open world, like seamless.
I still agree with Yahtzee that Bowser's Fury is the North Star for seeing what the next Mario is going to be like.
The proof of concept.
Yep.
The next 3D Mario will be open world, and you can also use your cart in it.
Wow.
But
Also
the cart,
Mario.
but Mario Kart now, like there is significantly more platforming in Mario Kart now. So that is the sneaker. That's the little sneaker pilot where they're like, what if you get in a cart and can also platform via the cart? I'm just making this up right now, but it's very possible.
Well, I for one hate the platforming in Mario Kart World because it's really fucking fiddly.
Yeah, but
Dude, the
what if
spreadsheet said Mario Arkham Knight.
What if it wasn't? Is all I'm saying.
Counterpoint.
Ryan Betts gives $5 and says, Marty, what does Hachi Machi mean? As far as I know, it is Japanese for 8 town. Is this expression a reference to Viridian City?
I have no idea what it means. I don't know why. I think it's from The Critic. I think Jay Sherman, The Critic, in the 90s cartoon The Critic, exclaimed Hachi Machi at some point. And then I had a friend who used to use it, and I really liked it. And then I started using it, and I've been using it a long time.
Huh.
Yeah, it's great.
So I don't know what it means. It's
like
like just like an expression of like surprise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Shazbot.
I like to say,
that's from Mork and
my
Mindy.
old brown dog.
Yeah.
There you go.
Ryan Betts gives $5 and says, what are examples of sequels that you'd consider the best at being sequels? For me, it's Donkey Kong Country 2 for games and Shrek 2 for movies. Well, Talos Principle 2 does a pretty good job.
Yeah. We mentioned there's that era of like Uncharted 2, Infamous 2, Assassin's Creed 2, where it very much felt like the original games were like a good proof of concept, and then the second games just took that idea and really explored it to arguably the best those series had ever explored it. Like, it's hard. I don't really hear anyone out here saying that the original of those series is better. Whereas there's some people who prefer Mass Effect 1 to Mass Effect 2, some people who prefer Breath of the Wild to Tears of the Kingdom, Last of Us 1 to Last of Us 2, that kind of thing.
Yes, it's the trilogy pattern in a lot of ways. First, the first thing introduces, second thing elaborates, third thing fucks it up. I think,
yeah, it's hard because it's like, well, where do you go from here? You kind of used all your big dog ideas in the sequel.
I mean, I always think of the Sam Raimi Spider-Man trilogy. The second one's the best. Because the second one's the best because they've got the origin story out of the way. They're settled in. They've figured out how to do this shit.
Yep. And of course, the writers and directors get a little more leeway because the first one made a ton of money, so the studio backs off a little bit. And then in the third one, the studio says, hey, what if we interfere more? Huh? Putting that out there. My outside of the box thing for a sequel, it doesn't count as a sequel, but it's hard for me to just think of games in general that aren't Dark Souls or Elden Ring. So what I'm going to say is Elden Ring, as kind of a collective knowledge of all of the Souls games that came before it. Elden Ring is the greatest sequel to Dark Souls. It's all of the good and in a different package.
I like it.
Yeah.
It's a pity it's not a sequel.
That's I fail.
It's a follow-up, if anything.
Sure.
Sussyguru 2000 gives €5 and says, man is a featherless biped, definitely not Diogenes. Yeah, that's a fun story. I'd forget who said man is a featherless biped. It was another Greek philosopher. And then Diogenes went up to him at one of his talks, holding up a plucked chicken, and said, look, a man. It's one of my favorite Diogenes stories.
One of your favorite Diogenes stories.
I'm the fan of Diogenes. I literally have like a painting of Diogenes in the background when I'm doing my law read videos.
I know what that is.
I I'm not sure who Diogenes is. I'm sorry.
He's the famous Greek philosopher who lived in a barrel. Does that help?
Literally, no. You could be lying to
Like
me.
Oscar the Grouch?
I hope you're not lying to me, but I think it's funny.
He lived in a barrel because his philosophy, he pioneered the philosophy of cynicism that commanded that we should question everything that is like enforced upon us by authoritarian voices. And he said, "Who says we have to live in a house? I'm going to live in a barrel. I'm gonna question everything we understand as expected in modern society." That was his shtick.
And his second shtick was lower back problems.
Hey-o! We'll be right back, folks.
Living in a house is more comfortable than living in a barrel. I'm just
there's one thing to question everything. There's another thing to be like, just sleep in a bed, you fucking pervert. He seems cool though. He's got a really big Wikipedia page.
Yeah, for the longest time, like his only possession was like a begging bowl that he'd use to drink water. And then one day he went down to the river and saw a child drinking with his hands, and Diogenes just went whelp and just pitched the bowl away and said, "Fucking kids outdone me on this."
So he just he's the first person to think of cynicism. Like no one had thought of it before.
Well, I guess he was.
Okay, but what if I was a little bit of a dick?
Yeah.
But at its core, I'm a dick for like a good reason. It's because I want the best. But I've seen people.
The word cynic derives from the Greek word for dog because it was said that he lived like a dog.
Oh.
Even dogs have like dog beds. They're not living in barrels like fucking savages.
Well, he probably put a blanket on the bottom of the barrel. I don't know.
That'd be so
I'm picturing like the barrel that cartoons would wear when they got all their clothes taken away, that they would wear with suspenders around their body. I'm sure it was maybe it was a big barrel. Maybe it was like a tiny home barrel.
I mean, why would you go to the trouble of using a barrel when burlap sacks are usually in the same place you'd find barrels? That's what I want to know.
Yeah, but you'd think that they would be there, but I also thought buckets would be in places where I thought they'd be, and I was wrong. Didn't know where the buckets were.
Think about that.
Anyway, that's the end of the super chats.
A good number of buckets in Dark Souls 1.
Well, I haven't gone through and looked, unlike some people,
video.
I'm sure.
Is this going to be a prequel video?
We'll see. We'll see how good the first one does.
Anyway, yes, thanks for watching the Windbreakers podcast, featuring Jack for once.
Hi.
Also, me and Marty. But don't forget, there's content every day at Second Wind. It's your one-stop content shop for every day, as enjoyed by Mark Brown of Game Maker's Toolkit. Apparently.
Damn. Famous people.
Yes. And if you're interested in this week's Fully Ramblematic, I'll have you know it's on the subject of Persona 5 The Phantom X.
Ooh.
That fucking gacha game Persona 5 thing.
How much money did you spend on waifus? You can tell us.
I spent no money on waifus because I am not the target audience for gacha games, apparently.
Oh.
I am no whale, am I?
Yarg.
Yarg. Yeah, we have some fun stuff coming out this week. Obviously, fully ramblematic. We have a semi-ramblematic this week.
Yes, semi-ram this week, which is on the subject of, which is me finally addressing the whole alters AI controversy, which has mostly died down now, but, you know, we're on a fucking, 2-week format with semi-ramblematic, so it struggles to be topical.
Yeah. Theoretically, there will be a new Game Arcadia this week.
Not theoretically. It's going to be 20 minutes from now. Oh, put in the info as soon as it's done. So new Game Arcadia in 20 minutes.
And if you haven't had a chance, make sure to check out Storycraft from last week. A fun little video about vampires.
Vampires? Is that like a vampire cat?
Yeah,
vampires.
Oh, I like that. And then, since we have obviously like half the team is out this week, but there will still be Hidden Gems this evening. Probably no stream tomorrow, but Yahtzee tries on Wednesday. Jack, Jess, and I will be back for Fallout New Vegas.
Yes.
On Thursday, I will do my homework before that, and we'll have a Firelink Thursday evening. So there you go. We also got 2 more super chats right at the end.
Yeah, just came in the last minute. Susiguru 2000 gives €5 and says, "In a rich man's house, the only place to spit is his face." Which is another Diogenes quote, I believe.
All right. He's, you know what? You're selling me.
I know. Look him up. He's a dude.
He's just mad because he lived in a barrel. Live in a house, you're not going to be mad.
Like the painting I always have in the background of my lore videos. It's a painting I have in my house. It's the one painting I specifically sought out for the house. It's a picture of Diogenes meeting Alexander the Great, but where everyone's a dog, and that's just got so many. That's got so many great angles to it. It's by Landseer.
Great.
Alexander and Diogenes, but they're all dogs.
Diogenes.
I love
Alexander the good boy.
Yeah. And then High Sco gives $1.99 and says lunchtime.
Yay! Hey, we did it.
Very much speaking to me there, because it is indeed my lunchtime, and I'm really fucking hungry, so I'd like to knock off.
Okay.
English.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.
Talk to you Wednesday. Bye.